to the channel Life with Yolan L. I am Yolan. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys stopping by and let us talk for a while. Thank you so much for subscribing. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for commenting. I appreciate you guys so much. As I would say all the time, thank you. Without you guys, going on this journey with me, I wouldn't be able to, have my channel going the way I would like it. But I want you guys to subscribe. Help me to build my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's have a little conversation today. I'm just going to talk about our life, my life, and spiritual trauma. Spiritual trauma. Because that's how I see all the different, things that I have went through. Is that like, I'm saying to my life, I went through a lot of traumatic stuff. Okay. Now you living your life in a normal manner, right? You're there and you're living your life in a normal manner. Nothing, really not much to, to report about, as the people would say. It's normal. You go about your daily life and whatever. And then you went through this awakening. You go through this awakening. And from the time you go through this awakening, your life is never the same. Never, ever, ever the same. On a daily basis, you do not know what is going to show up. You can't turn around and say today, oh, well, this side effect is going to show up and that side effect is going to show up. No, you have no idea. It could be days when you have your head spinning, as I said before, the darkness in the eye, the shaking in the feet, the palpitation in your heart, all of these different things, You have no idea what is going to show up on a daily basis. You have no idea what is going to show up. So, it's like after being there and you live in a normal, this normal life and you've been thrown around with all of these feelings, and it's very traumatic to the body. It leaves you scared. You have, in a sense, it's like you're wondering what's going to happen today. What is really going to happen to me today? You leave traumatized. You're fearful. It's a lot of things, a lot of feelings. I call them feelings that comes, and side effects that comes with being a spiritual person. I know a lot of people have a lot of different terminologies for these feelings and for all the other things. As I said to you, I don't know it like that. I am learning as I go along, right? But I just know that once you go to your once you go to your awakening, your spiritual awakening, your life is never the same. Your life is never the same. You're living in a sense of fear. Because as I said to you, some days you have it good and some days you don't. And you don't know the day when, you don't know the day when it's going to come back. Because you know it's going to come back. It's going to come back. The feelings I'm talking about is going to come back. And the feelings are something that you cannot get used to. You can't. You could turn around and say, well, okay, it's like all of this electricity. It's like the energy, the spiritual energy is like electricity going through your body. From your foot all the way up to your head, It's like, as I said, sometimes you can't explain it. You cannot really explain what you're experiencing. It's sometimes it could come on and you get to go with it and be like, yes, it's not so bad today. And another time it's like, God, I can't do this. I really can't. You know how many days I felt like I wasn't gonna kind of live through all of these different feelings. You know how many times I feel like, God, I don't know if I can handle this. And every time I feel like when I would pray and I would say, God, I need your strength. I need for you to just get me through this day. And he does. He really does, It's really not easy. You might say, oh, well, you always talking about, like the negative aspect of it. But it's not all negative, but it's, as I said to you, it's my experience. Is what I have been through, as I told you all before, that I didn't know. I didn't know what it was. And maybe if I had known, it probably might have been so bad. Who knows? I don't know. I can't say that for sure. I could only tell you like what I have been through. It's traumatic. It's traumatic. It's frightening. As I say, you're living in an unsure situation because I didn't know and I didn't have a diagnosis and I didn't have anybody to help me. But pray, I used to cry out to God. Prayers what brought me through. You know how many times, that when my body is rocking, my head is spinning, and my eyes is dark, and all these palpitation in your heart, and you feel like, God, this is it. You sweating. You go through such sweat. I was going through menopause in my 20s. When I went through my awakening, I was going through menopause in my 20s. And that's what I'm saying to you. Now I'm experiencing menopause. And that's the same kind of, your skin is feeling hot. And, you're shaking. And the fearful feelings. That's the reason why I say it's traumatic. Right? Now, you might feel to yourself, well, okay, I want to go to a therapist. But what are you going to say to the therapist? Especially somebody who is not knowledgeable in what is spirituality, and somebody who's spiritual and who's dealing. You want somebody to speak with. Pastors can help you, some of them, because they have no idea about your spiritual walk. Because when you're talking to them, my experience, when you're talking to them, they have no idea what is going on with you, and they're feeling like, oh, something is wrong with you. But, they can't tell you because they're just there to preach the word. And that's what they're doing. That's another topic. But I'm just letting you know that oftentimes when you're dealing with traumatic events from a spiritual walk, there's not really a lot of people can help you. So you have to figure out somebody who's spiritual or who have knowledge of that, and let them help you along the way. Like guide you and say, you know what, okay, and do stuff. I know by me praying and just like praying and praising, what I'm saying to you, it makes me feel better. Before, it was unmanageable. When I was dealing with it, I felt like, God, I needed somebody to talk to. But then I start really meditating on the Word of God. And I really start looking to God for prayer, and I start to realize that that burden I was carrying around, all the days I used to be crying, not knowing what is wrong. Guys, if I'm telling you, it was rough. It was really, really, really rough. But then after a while, that heaviness that I was taking around with me all the time, through prayer, I felt it when it broke. I literally felt that heaviness and all of that, that burden, as I would say, that I was walking around with, the fear not knowing, the uncertainty and all these different things. I felt it broke. God delivered me from it. He really did, because I asked and I seek Him, and He did deliver me from it. So I will encourage you today that if you're going through this, now, you can find somebody to help you. Now they have people not that do this body work. I'm learning, that if you feel like you're going through it and you're uncertain, it have, spiritual therapists out there that you can go to, and they will guide you along, and help you, but as I say, I have never been to any in my life. I've never been to any of them. I just, as I said to you, I went to the Lord, and He helped me through this time in my life. He truly, truly did help me through this time in my life. Being a spiritual person and dealing with a lot of these side effects, it's not easy. It's not easy. I am here just giving you my story in hopes that somebody would see themselves going through all these different feelings, going through the fear, the shaking, the trembling, and not knowing what's going on, and not having anybody that they can really talk to who would understand. Leave a message down below for me. Reach out to me. I can share my experience with you, and I can tell you things that I would do. I'm saying to you that helped me along the way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just encouraging you today to just hang on. Hang on. Hold on. It's going to get better. It truly is. But you're going to go through hell first before it gets better. As I say, I'm coming out on this end. I'm on this other end now where I still go through these feelings. And it's still terrifying. But I'm not as fearful as I was before, because I know at the end of the day, it's going to stop. I'm going to get a break in between. Right? And I'm just praying that you could get to hold on and not be as fearful as I was. And, at the end of the day, you have somebody that you can get to speak to. God bless you guys so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for stopping by. I just appreciate you all giving me an avenue where I can get to just talk about my experiences. And I hope, as I said to you, hopes it will bless somebody, that who is walking, who been there, and who just want to talk. So have yourself a blessed and a beautiful day. God bless you. And until we meet again, Bye-bye. God bless you. Bye-bye.